The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Webisode 6 of Ring of Valiance Wrestling. Ryan Stone, as always, behind the commentary desk. Now, before the show kicked off here, I just got word that Diavol Snow was assaulted backstage as he was set to defend the Universal Championship against Ryan Riley, but due to this assault bestowed upon him by the Sergeant-at-Arms of the band Bloodline, Corvo Jack, it seems as if Diavol has been exiled from the group. I'm also being told that due to this attack by Corvo Jack, Diavol is no longer the Universal Champion as he has suffered a skull fracture. Question is, who's going to replace him?
Ladies and gentlemen, due to Diavol Snow being unable to compete due to a skull fracture, this matchup will now be for the vacant ROVW Universal Championship.
Rupert Matthews said it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The title is vacant. Monahan is going to be refereeing here, and here comes the #1 contender for the Universal Championship of Ring of Valiance Wrestling. The bad boy himself, Ryan Riley. This crowd here in Chicago, Illinois does not like this man whatsoever. I can't really say that I blame them considering the controversies he's gotten himself into since September 1st. Rupert, take it away.
Introducing first, from San Juan, Puerto Rico, weighing 287 pounds, the bad boy, Ryan Riley.
I find it very bold of Ryan to make a public appearance like this on this network, especially after all of the stuff he was accused of, and I really don't know if this is a wise move, but one thing you can say about Ryan Riley over the years is that he's never been one to miss any dates. And wait a minute, he's never been one to miss any dates, and he's not going to start now, but it looks like we know who's replacing Diavol. Here comes Eli Robledo.
Introducing his opponent from San Antonio, Texas, weighing 225 pounds. He is the band Bloodline Chaplain, Eli Robledo.
Eli Robledo has been a part of this company since the very beginning. He has been loyal to the Carpe Diem Network for 6 whole years, and especially in Ring of Valiance Wrestling, and tonight is his night. I can feel it in my bones. He's been waiting for a Universal Championship match, and due to these, I guess you could say, unforeseen circumstances involving the now former champion Diavol, Eli is getting his chance here tonight. Chicago, Illinois loves Eli Robledo. This young man was in the main event of Uncivil War, competing in that Uncivil Gauntlet, then won the Openweight Championship from Dominic Cato on episode 16, and lost it in the most screw job of ways, in the highest level of screw job way that I can ever see in this business, to Charles Schultz, who to this day claims that Taggart acted on his own accord, which I find hard to believe considering what Charles has done. But nevertheless, this is all about the Universal Championship. AJ Monahan holding it overhead. Ryan Riley, the #1 contender. Eli Robledo, the replacement. Wait a minute! Deshaun Walton's out here. Where the hell did he come from? And the bell has sounded, ladies and gentlemen. But what the hell is the president of the band Bloodline doing out here? And the bell sounded moments ago, and Walton distracted Riley. Oh, these two have a hell of a lot of history. These two have a hell of a lot of history, and Ryan not paying attention. Eli catches him with a neck breaker. Ryan not paying attention, was talking trash to Deshaun there. And Eli Robledo, another neck breaker to the bad boy. Go for it, kid. This is your moment. The Lone Star elbow. Eli going for the cover here. Monahan counting. And we have a new ROVW Universal Champion. Oh my God, that had to have been a record-breaking moment right there. Eli Robledo
And the new ROVW Universal Champion, Eli Robledo.
Eli Robledo, after 6 long years, has finally reached the mountaintop. The boyhood dream has come true. The band Bloodline Chaplain, with the help of his brother-in-law, Deshaun Walton. Oh my God, what a moment. Eli Robledo has won the Universal Championship, that beautiful neck breaker. Brian Riley, that's what he gets for not paying attention. Eli caught him with another neck breaker. And then right there, he came off the top with the Lone Star elbow, straight out of San Antonio, and that was all she wrote. Congratulations are in order for Eli Robledo, and look at this, the band Bloodline celebrating. Look at this, a beautiful moment. Perhaps the other side has had a change of heart after all. Eli and Deshaun celebrating this moment. The sovereignty and now new Universal Champion. Chicago on their feet. And this is only the preliminary events of this evening, because later tonight we still have live event 29, where Deshaun Walton puts it all on the line. One more time against Virgil Snow, but under more extreme circumstances. Congratulations are in order for Eli Robledo. The crowd, I agree with you here in Chicago, he does deserve it. Wait a minute, something's going on in the crowd, and oh, what the hell? Dominic Cato out of nowhere, TK Toto Walton, the Money in the Bank holder. Oh no, for the love of God, the Skull Crusher.
Enough with this stupid celebration. I'm cashing in my money in the bank right now. This is my time.
Oh my God, no. Dominic Cato cashing in Money in the Bank. Come on, not like this. Eli waited 6 whole years for this. You son of a bitch, come on. Oh, this is not right. This is not right. Eli worked his ass off for 6 years. And Dominic Cato, ever the damn opportunist, cashing in Money in the Bank. This match is official. This is unbelievable. Dominic Cato, after all that Unity shit he was talking before CC, all that Unity shit he was talking on episode 20. Oh, come on now. Not like this, Dominic. Not again, a TK2. Oh, come on, Eli. Kick out. Kick out. Not like this. Damn it. Son of a bitch. Dominic Cato has just committed highway robbery.
Here is your winner and the new ROVW Universal Champion, Dominic Cato.
Highway robbery is exactly what the hell this was, and I agree with the crowd here in Chicago. That was absolute bullshit. Dominic Cato, after Eli Robledo won, dropped Walton with a TK toe, and then dropped Eli with a damn skull crusher. And then he cashed in the Money in the Bank. Moments later, this man has waited as long as Eli has to get the damn Universal title. I can't really say too much, but this moment for Eli has been ruined. It turned from a dream to a nightmare at the drop of a damn dime. Dominic Cato stealing Eli Robledo's moment, and he's stealing his damn championship. This is absolutely. Well, I am disgusted by the actions of Dominic Cato. Had his fingers crossed behind his back when that Bloodline Legacy Mafia merger was talked about. Dominic Cato, this man is a snake, plain and simple. You can never trust a snake whatsoever. And wait a minute. Oh my God, I almost forgot. There's not just one Money in the Bank holder here in this company, there's two. Here comes Deshaun Walton's daughter, Harper. Deshaun and Amanda's middle daughter, Harper, making her way to the stage, and she's staring down her uncle. Oh boy. Oh my God. What does this mean for the Universal Championship? I've been Ryan Stone. We will see you later tonight for Live Event 29, where it's all on the line again. See you all later.
"6 years in this company, and I'm finally a world champion. The fact that it comes at the end of this company's lifespan is all the more sweeter, because to be honest, I've waited for years to get the drop on both Walton and Robledo, and I finally got it. No more stealing my moment. No more stealing my spotlight. No more stealing my championship. If you all remember, nearly 5 years ago I was on the cusp of winning Money in the Bank at Buckle Up, and I had that briefcase in my grasp. I had that briefcase within arm's reach, but it got stolen from me by Deshaun Walton and his selfishness. And while I was wallowing in self-pity back then, guess what happened in the main event? Guess what fucking happened? That bitch-ass nigga decides to use Eric DeVille as a decoy and let him get embarrassed just so he could pick up the scraps and cash in something he didn't even earn with the help of an oversized jailbird and a fucking skinhead freak show. So, I decided to stop wallowing in self-pity and planted the seeds for this mutinous takeover. And to this point it has worked. But yet now, it seems as if a moot takeover by a stupid calamity who can't seem to stop whining and bitching and crying about not getting a fair shake is far more important than the proper showcasing of your biggest fucking star. And before she even comes out here and even thinks to say something, that little pass-around, homie-hopping, Sinead O'Connor looking mentally ill, disease-riddled cum-bucket Ombra Kaysen is not the biggest star on this motherfucking network. That distinction goes to me. The biggest draw with the biggest reason why things have happened the way they have today. But I don't get no thanks for that. No. Dominic gets no fucking thanks for his contributions to this motherfucker. Not from his brothers-in-law, not from his sisters-in-law, not from the chain of command, not from the people. Hell, the only ones who have even thanked me for my contributions are my daughter, my wife, my baby mama, and my son. The only 4 people who have even remotely thanked me are my family. Yeah, my actual fucking family. And yes, I've made mistakes in the past involving my son Richie, but I've more than made up for those mistakes. I've repented and paid for all of my sins. I've made peace with the Lord. I'm square with the house again. It's just disheartening to know that people around here, especially our so-called esteemed chairman, who got the Sean Sinead O'Connor looking first ex-wife pregnant, can't seem to do the same. They can't forgive themselves. They can't fork up the payment for their sins. They can't repent. And they can't make right for what they did wrong by holding me down and holding me back. Maybe I should make a motion for Mr. Sato and Mr. Taggart to step in as chairman around here. Maybe then I'll get the appreciation and recognition I deserve. Because it's very much clear that with McCarthy and Wade in charge, I'm never going to be respected or appreciated around here. I'm always going to be treated as a second-string quarterback when I should be the starter. I'm always going to be treated as a role player off the bench when I should be the starting fucking guard. I'm the star player. I'm the meal ticket for this network. And when CNW rolls around in January, I'm bringing this championship with me. And going after the World Heavyweight Championship of that promotion so I can be undisputed World Heavyweight Champion of Carpe Diem Wrestling. And anyone who even thinks of stopping me, better remember, running up on me is a mistake. And I live by the fucking gun. Are you ready to die by the gun? Because it's very clear to me that Damon McCarthy isn't. And it seems as if he and his precious bastard son have a lot to discuss over Thanksgiving dinner this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for attending this press conference here tonight on Ring of Valiance Wrestling live on the Carpe Diem Network. I trust that all of you are shocked at the fact that we just crowned 2 new Universal Champions in the span of 5 minutes tonight. But frankly, due to other matters that in this moment supersede the importance of any championship on this network, there is something that I begrudgingly and unfortunately must address. Long before I ever made an appearance here on the Carpe Diem Network, I was running things behind the curtain, making sure all ran smoothly. It only came time for me to make an appearance on episode 11.5, when our inaugural World Tag Team Champions decided to take their leave. However, there was a moment in time during Buckle Up 4.5 years ago, when all of you heard promiscuously sexual moaning emanating from Alessia Marcano's office. Miss Marcano was at the time indeed married to my son Deshaun. However, it was not my son who was causing the moaning to happen. However, it wasn't Virgil Snow, nor was it Donnie Octave. I have addressed this with my wife Tarina, as well as my other 2 children, Taekwon and Emily, and they are all understanding of the situation as it happened years ago. The person in the office with Alessia at that time of the incident was myself, Damon McCarthy. Am I ashamed of what I did with Miss Marcano? Absolutely. Am I regretful? Absolutely. Do I wish I never betrayed my son's trust? Absolutely. I cannot take back what I did, nor can I take back impregnating Alessia with her now 4-year-old son, Solomon. I of course have been financially responsible for the child since his birth, and he is very much taken care of. As far as what's going to be done about this matter, I have discussed my misconduct with multiple VWU and CDN board members extensively since the news broke, no thanks to Hansuke Sato letting the word slip, and we have come to the conclusion that I am hereby placing myself on indefinite suspension until salvation lies within too. As your chairman, I am deeply embarrassed by my actions, and words cannot begin to express how humbly apologetic I truly am to all of you, to my son, and to Miss Marcano, who is now named Miss Umbra Kaysen, for all of this to have even happened. Therefore, Spencer Wade will be running things around here and will do so as firmly as I have until my return. That is all the time I have for now, and I will see you all relatively soon.
I'm not really sure how to follow up on what Mr. McCarthy and Dominic Cato both just said. Frankly, I'm embarrassed to even admit to what transpired, but yes, it is true. I had an affair with my ex-husband's father when he and I were still married, and it resulted in Solomon being born. Am I sorry for the birth of my son? No. But am I sorry that it isn't Deshaun's? Yes, I am. Solomon was supposed to be his firstborn, and I've hated myself for what happened ever since. Hence why I've been wanting to free myself from this plane of existence. I am a shameful, sorry excuse of a woman and mother who frankly doesn't even deserve a son. But you know what I do deserve? This World Heavyweight Championship that is in my hand. I have battled for far too long to win this championship, and I finally have it. It's mine! I'm walking into CNW as the last ROVW World Heavyweight Champion ever, and nobody can say a damn thing about it. Not Deshaun, not Harper, not Dominic, or Damon. Nobody deserves this World Heavyweight Championship more than I do, especially considering that I am the cornerstone and the measuring stick of the ROVW She-Wolves division. I need every last person watching to understand this. Alessia Marcano is dead. That Marcano name is a name for those who continuously act as if they're high and mighty, yet have nothing to show proof of or back up these uppity-ass claims. Yet me? Umbra Kaysen? Umbra Kaysen is fucking alive and will be freed from this plane when the time comes. So to anyone within earshot, anyone at all, fuck the Marcano name, fuck anybody associated with the Marcano name, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck your raggedy ass busted up shoes, fuck those socks with the belt on it, fuck your stupid ass Smeagol accents, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, Cliff Harrison, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck your vanilla, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is my championship, and this is my fucking house. And anybody who sees issue with it can kiss my big fucking fat Italian Sacramento ass, because I'm Umbra Kaysen and I'm the World Heavyweight Champion, and the rest of the bottom of the barrel bums around here who are nothing but peasants don't deserve the privilege of seeing a champion the likes of me.
I cannot believe you have the audacity to disparage the Marcano name, you undignified whore. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
I know Grandpa Sal and Uncle Georgie would be. I can only imagine what Ma thinks. Fuck Ma! And you know what? Fuck you too. She should have stayed in the ground, and frankly, I should send her back to hell, and she can take you with her. I'm not necessarily shocked that you interrupt my screen time once again, Narcy. I'm not fucking surprised in the least. And before your harem-having boyfriend Brandon goes on his "you lost the plot" tirade again, no I haven't, because I am the fucking plot! I am the sole reason why the She-Wolves division exists. I'm the reason why Aubrey was even brought here to ROVW in the first place, and you know what? I'm the reason all of our sisters and brothers are here. So you can just back your fake Natasha Leone ass the fuck out of my face before I break it and rip it off of your head.
Rip it off my head? You think you're so big and bad that you want to rip my face off?
Remember this, you ring rat pass around derelict. I'm the one who's the boss in this situation and can easily wipe your existence here in this company and on this network from the record books. But I'm not gonna do that. Because in that Dead Woman 6 match inside Hell in a Cell, it's gonna come down to you and one other woman, and I swear to you, sister dear, I will not hesitate to ensure that whoever it is doesn't fucking hesitate to dismember and kill you in that cage. Frankly, I should have killed you years ago, but better late than never. Don't you dare say that word to me, Narcissa. You're no sister of mine. Not anymore. And that Juno whore bag can forget about being my mother, because she couldn't stay around long enough to be one. I really hope your son Aurelio doesn't consider you his hero at all, especially considering that you fired his daddy and he hasn't been heard from since. Typical Narcissa. Always the one to sleep with a deadbeat. I'm shocked Juno isn't ashamed of your promiscuity, because let's be honest, you should be. You have a lot of motherfucking nerve to say that I should be ashamed. I should be ashamed? Really? I should be ashamed. Considering the trains that got ran on you for the last 6 years, and especially the last 3 around the VWU, and not to mention your entire fucking porn star and peep show window and trashy sex worker careers in Amsterdam, you sure you want to talk about shameful things, you lobster-headed bitch? I'm sure John Blackos or even your boyfriend Devin Storm would love to shamefully breed you and pass you around like a bitch named Chastity on one of those slutty ass streaming sites like OnlyFans or whatever. Maybe even Eris Williams would as well. Although, I wouldn't want him or his buckets from his little emporium to be contaminated with your disgusting estrogenic WD-40 oil, diesel gas, coochie dust. And you know, if there's one thing I commend Deshaun and Dominic for, is leaving your Arby's sandwich meat vagina the hell alone and finding better, much more sophisticated ones that actually respect themselves. Because let's be real, sister dear. You don't even respect your fucking son enough to tell him who his real daddy is. Enough out of you, you destitute Boston Tea Party home-wrecking bitch. I've had just about enough of you and your disrespect. In Dead Woman 6, inside that cell, I'm gonna break your fucking neck and kill you the way Aubrey should have. Funny of you to think that I'm in Dead Woman 6, Umbra. See, right before I got here, I went to a specialist here in Chicago, a good friend of mine, and got an MRI. The MRI states that after that hell and back I took from Lexi at CC, as well as the brain buster I took from you, that my neck is in no condition for me to compete currently, so I'm currently on the injury reserve list. However, I'm sure that Ma wouldn't mind giving you an old school Italian beatdown, because you've been needing one for years. Now, I gotta go meet up with Olga and Yana, because, Brandon's taking us on a special skiing trip today. And I'm not missing out on this. Now get the hell out of my face and go wash yourself. I can smell your chitlin mixed with Old Bay semen lemonade pussy from here. I'm still gonna walk out with the title, whether you want me to or not. I won in the cell before and I'll do it again. Even if it means I have to send Ma back to hell.
Well, at least that's one Marcano I can trust in Narcy, right? One of the many reasons why I made her part owner in 2019 is because of her sharp and intellectual business mindset. But enough about that. Dominic Cato, I knew you had it out for me, so I'm not shocked that you kicked me in the face. Frankly, I'm not shocked that you cashed in on Eli and took the title from him, so you and I, are, as far as I'm concerned, are square. But you're not square with Eli, which is why you two need to have a match. And what bigger stage to have a match at than Salvation Lies Within 2 at Madison Square Garden? Both of my brothers-in-law will do battle for the Universal Championship. But that's not it in the slightest, because in a few days we need to have a meeting in my office, Dominic, and Eli, you should be there too. Because if you recall, as of Consequential Comeuppance, the band Bloodline and Mutiny Mafia groups became one entity dubbed the Bloodline Legacy Mafia. And the BLM is going to be a part of CNW as well. But which one of you is not going to be a part of the BLM? The contract will be waiting in my office because frankly, having contract signings for big matches like this in a corporate office around this industry never happens. And so I propose this. Dominic Cato versus Eli Robledo 3 for the ROVW Universal Championship. The loser leaves the Bloodline Legacy Mafia group. Now moving on from that, there's three things I would like to briefly discuss in some cases and not so briefly in others. That being Damon McCarthy, Jamal Bedlam, and Virgil Snow. In regards to Damon, you know, Dad, I'm not really surprised you couldn't keep your hands out of the cookie jar when it came to Alessia or Umbra or whatever the fuck her street-walking, nasty cum-burping condom residue-ass name is now. Personally, I wouldn't give a shit if her name was Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, or Poe. We've spoken on it, you and I've since accepted your apologies. However, this really makes me question whether or not if electing you chairman of the Carpe Diem Network Board of Directors was the right call. Perhaps at this time Spencer Wade may be ready to take the reins, seeing as how he's maintained his loyalty to the network and not his own selfish needs, and for obvious reasons that I wholeheartedly respect. Won't go around getting my significant other pregnant behind my back and wait for fucking years on end to tell me. So because I have final say, Dad, you're on probation as chairman indefinitely. And from now on, you will not be allowed to make any decisions on this network unless you run them by me, Amanda, or Spencer first. Now, Jamal Bedlam the Savage. How's your face, buddy? Is it good? Is it? Good. I hope I didn't hurt you too much on episode 20 because I want you at 100% for our match at Salvation Lies Within 2 inside that cell. And frankly, I'm going to tell you what that match is. Just not right now. But at the end of Live 29 later tonight, when I beat Virgil, who I'll get to in a moment, I will tell you and the whole world what type of Hell in a Cell match it will be. Because it ain't gonna be a normal one, I'll tell you that right now. But then again, son, this is the Carpe Diem Network. This is ROVW. Nothing around here is normal in any sense of the word. See, Jamal, our last match on Horizon almost 3 years ago was the last match of either of ours that the late, great Eddie Mack ever called. And we tore the house down. Shit canned any sense of doubt in anyone's minds that we are two of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. Two of the best on the mic and two of the best behind the desk. Nobody can touch us. However, Jamal, somewhere along the way you got complacent. Somewhere along the way you quit on your passion for this. You let your drive for this business simmer down to a level so low that your accomplishments have taken a back seat. However, my drive for this business has skyrocketed, space rocketed even, to the point where a motherfucker like me doesn't know the meaning of quit. Hell, I want to do more around this industry. I want to branch out. I want to work with just about everyone under the motherfucking sun. From the Gerard Bowden and Nazu Chihas of the world, to the Navon McDonald and Andy Jadens of the world, to the superstars and outcasts of the world. Hey Sean and Bree, how you doing? All the way down to the SVR Sugar and Jamal Bedlams of the world and everyone in between. And see, that's the difference between us, Savage. I want to branch out and expand and fly the industry flag, while you choose to remain stagnant and dormant in your little bubble. But I can't necessarily do that because of the toxic notoriety the mere mention of my name brings when spoken. The mere mention of the name Walton brings notoriety, nasty looks, and skepticism all across the board. All of which, considering my history, are frankly justified. I want to shoot straight with every person watching and every person who hears of this event today, including my former mentors on the Coalition Network. Yeah. The Coalition Network. A place that up until today I've referred to as the Green Mile. A place that for a long while I was angry at for wronging me until I realized the fault was my own. I shoot straight when I say I take full and sole responsibility for any wrongdoing and take accountability for my actions as they were mine alone. Just like the actions I will take against Jamal inside that cell in Madison Square Garden, they are all my own. But you see, the problem with that is two things. I'll address the primary problem first. The fact that you all still don't know what kind of Hell in a Cell match Jamal and I will be having. I've thought long and hard on this, but it'll have to wait until later tonight on Live 29 to be revealed. But rest assured, Jamal Bedlam, you and the whole world will know that there's absolutely zero quit in me. But the question is, can they say the same about you? As far as the second problem goes, it ties into the first, and it frankly ties into what Virgil Snow said on episode 20. He wants my legacy. He wants to erase me like he tried to at X, only this time, he wants to erase me in a way where nobody will ever know I existed. I knew it would get to this point with him. So allow me to be the one to announce it, because I don't think you fully understand the importance of this situation, Virgil. You do realize that if you beat me tonight, that this channel, the Carpe Diem Network channel, gets deleted, as well as every legacy that was ever built or rebuilt on it. This channel goes bye-bye. 6 years of hard work, all for nothing. You want my legacy erased? What, you want to go down to Coalition, UCW, or even Movement HQs and have them erase any and all iotas of my existence as well? Go right the fuck ahead! Because again, my name alone for the past half-decade has done more harm than good, metaphorically and literally, for just about everybody. From Lars Wild, to Donnie Octave, to Eric DeVille, to Hit Kid Worldwide, to even my own fucking self and everyone in between. But you want to know the flip side of that? You want to know the good this channel and my name have done? It has helped kickstart some of the youngest and rejuvenate and revive some of the most legendary careers this business has ever seen. Everybody from Chris Falcone to Damian Shelley to Cody Hagan to Marcelo Gonzalez to Brandon Cuevas to Jose Blanco to Drew Diamond to Jacob Baker to Shannon Silvera to Eli Robledo to my own fucking wife Amanda, all the way down to your overly self-entitled, selfish ass, Virgil Snow. Hell, you, just like Cody, have had that very bad habit of relying on the success of your predecessors to get ahead, and you've had the egregiously bad habit for years of riding the coattails of your parallel, me, in order to surpass the unsurpassable. Me. There was a time where I felt I had to hold myself to a lower standard just so you could surpass me and shine. But how exactly did that end up? You got greedy, and you got selfish. So much so that I had to kill your family off for you to thoroughly understand that you never surpassed me in the first place. I simply held back, as my beloved put it. And the calamitous poison you tried to inject into me, the poison you tried to inject into this entire network, nearly killed me. And nearly killed everything everybody worked so hard to make special. But it didn't. Because there's no fucking quit in me. Absolutely zero. So since you want to have me put my legacy on the line, then so it is written, so it shall come to goddamn pass. If I lose to Virgil Snow tonight, this whole network, this whole channel is shut down. Everything deleted. Gone. Done. Finished. It'll be as if Deshaun Michael Walton never fucking existed. But, as the old saying goes, an eye for an eye. Well, Virgil, in this case, it's a legacy for a legacy. Because if my legacy is going to be up for grabs, then so is yours. But if I can remind you for a second, the only reason why anybody even remotely considers your career legendary is because of me, especially after I signed you from Unite. I mean, most of your career, you were on top here on this channel. So realistically, your legacy will only be remembered based off of the fact that I gave you the platform to shine and be a success in this business. If you kill my legacy, you also in turn kill yours. Which means if you kill this channel, Salvation Lies Within 2 doesn't happen. CNW doesn't happen. Tides of Chaos doesn't happen. Either way, balance will be restored. All will be right with the world. Unless
I beat you. And I will. Because you've gone on for years on end about how I couldn't beat you on my own, but this time is different. This time it's different because I couldn't beat you on my own before, because despite the fact that I had the tools necessary to do so, I didn't have the courage to utilize them. At least not until now. Not because I couldn't, but because I didn't want to have to be the one to embarrass you in front of everybody. But tonight that all changes. Tonight, Virgil Snow, you will fall at the feet of the other side of the other side. Or he will fall at yours. No more holding back, no more excuses, no more finger pointing. Either the Carpe Diem Network dies tonight, or the Carpe Diem Network lives forever. You may have spared me in Seattle, but I'll be damned if I spared you. And you know, the city of Chicago is like a second home to me, though I never won here. You see, 5.5 years ago at I Invented Hell, in this very building, I lost a Hell in a Cell match to an idiotic pistol grip chin having riffraff in the face looking fuckboy who doesn't even deserve to be mentioned by name because he's that desperate for clout and recognition that's undeserved. And then, a year and a half later, on September 20th, 2019, back in this same building, I went one-on-one with one of my idols in Shannon Silvera at SWW on The Verge, and I lost again. And believe me, his name brings 5 times as much notoriety around this industry as mine does, for reasons justifiable and not so justifiable. But if there's one thing I've learned from losing to him, one thing he always taught me behind the curtain, and contrary to popular belief I always listened to, is to never feed into bullshit, which you've spewed. Never feed into industry politics, which you've tried desperately to partake in. And to never be a sucker for someone's ulterior motives, which I have been for yours. For almost 5 years, I've been a sucker to your ulterior motives, and I almost considered shutting ROVW down prematurely for you so you could do a little fusion promotion and be the star of that. Or even be the lone star in that cutting room floor circle jerk circus Divinity Pro Wrestling that your son-in-law's freak nasty sex offender shuffle ass tried and failed to start up at the expense of this show. There's one thing everybody who's ever encountered me in the Carpe Diem Network locker rooms has learned, have been taught, and have taught to others themselves. That being, I am nobody's fucking welcome mat to walk all over, and I am nobody's pushover whatsoever. You've messed with the bull long enough. And now this devil's horns are gonna pierce your veiled soul and erase you and your desecrated farce of a legacy forevermore. This is our final encounter, Virgil. This is our final face-off. You could be the reason why SLW2 doesn't happen. You could be the reason why everybody on this network from top to bottom never wrestles again. You could be the reason why Carpe Noctem never sees the light of day. One way or another, the story finally comes to an end for one or for the both of us. And this network will finally be at peace when it does. But know that your shortcomings, Virgil, will be blamed on nobody but yourself. With that all said, I have one question for you. Are you going to be able to look yourself in the mirror when I beat you and accept that you've been bested both physically and psychologically by the unsurpassable for years on end? Because I find solace and hilarity in knowing that you and your ultimate calamity were never going to surpass or usurp me. It's just sad, very sad that it took this long for you to fully grasp that concept. A wise man once said, everybody pays the toll no matter where the time is told. But for you, Virgil, your time is up. And my time is now.